Thank you for joining me. My name is Jerrel. I develop games for a living. Today I want to discuss Everybody's Golf Hot Shots. This is Sony's first multi-platform release for what was previously a console exclusive for PlayStation. They've brought Everybody's Golf to other platforms. Particularly, I want to discuss the Switch version and the issues that it has with performance. Now, I recently watched a video from Good Vibes Gaming's, and they generally are quite positive and enthusiastic about games, and they were very disappointed in the performance. So I'll link to their video where they explain that there's issues. So in this video, I want to explain the cause of the frame rate issues, what causes the performance to drop on Everybody's Golf Hot Shots, but particularly I want to explain how to fix it. So if you know anyone from the development team from Everybody's Golf Hot Shots, I would appreciate if you send this video on through to help those developers understand how to fix this issue. Now, I want to explain how to fix that, and I want to be able to share this sort of experience and information with people who are also interested in game development, who are early on in their journey for game development. But I'm very busy with my own game development, so I don't actually have time to work through this myself with you today. So I will have a friend of mine come in and he will explain the issues and the causes behind the frame rate issues, and he will talk you through how to fix those things. So I have to get back to work now. I've got to run and do my own game development. So thanks very much for hearing me out, and I hope you enjoy hearing from my friend who will explain all of this stuff related to game development to you. All right, thanks.
Hey everybody, it's me, Bojo. Boy, am I glad to be here. I'm really excited to talk about game development with you. I've been learning a lot about game development from Mr. Sundgren, and so today I want to help discuss the topic of Everybody's Golf Hot Shots. Now, the game is developed in Unity, and Mr. Sundgren says you must understand the quirks, strengths, and weaknesses of your game engine. Mr. Sundgren says the game engine does not make the game. Game development is like a painting. You make the game. The game platform is the canvas, and the game engine is the paint. Now, in Unity, there's very specific quirks you have to keep in mind. Heads-up display elements must be part of an in-game component called a canvas. Wow. We'll refer to as game objects. Every heads-up display or UI game object must be in the canvas. First, the scene is rendered. That's all the 3D graphics and cool stuff. Then, the canvas is rendered on top. In Unity, a heads-up display element that is part of the canvas is rendered, then remembered by the game engine, so it doesn't need to reprocess or redraw that element. If the entire heads-up display has game objects that don't change and don't move, there's not much performance cost, which means there's minimal impact on the frame rate. However, if even one object on the canvas is changed, whether it's a number or a life bar or some kind of animation, every single object on that canvas is marked as dirty. Which means the engine has to reprocess and redraw absolutely everything that is enabled on that canvas. If you are careless and reckless with the way that you structure and design your heads-up display, you can have objects that are not visible but are still enabled, which means those objects also need to be reprocessed and redrawn. All of these elements add up to a performance cost and cause the frame rate to drop. Now, for some reason on Unity, when an object is marked as dirty on a canvas, it has a big performance cost, which causes stuttering. In terms of the meter used to determine the golf swing strength in Hot Shots Golf, this is changing every frame, causing every single game object on that canvas to be marked as dirty, thus causing a huge drop in frame rate. There are a couple solutions here that Mr. Sundgren told me to recommend to you. Number 1, a separate animated heads-up display elements should be in their own canvas. This means in Unity, create a different game object with a different canvas component, and any elements that need to be animated should be put in there on their own. This means that for meters or animations, put them in their own canvas. This allows them to be animated without incurring the performance cost of other elements that end up marked as dirty when they don't need to be, thus preventing the frame rate drop. Solution number 2, don't use the canvas for major animations. I don't know why someone would do that. Maybe they don't understand the performance cost. Instead, use 2D sprites and have them positioned close to the viewing camera. Using 2D sprites in the 3D space and not a canvas avoids the performance costs of the canvas entirely. Well, I think that's all I'm supposed to talk about today. If you do that, you can actually fix this stuff pretty quickly and pretty easily. Thanks for listening, and if you want to learn more about game development, stick around. Mr. Sungran is really cool and he knows a lot about all this technical mumbo jumbo. I think I can understand it, but I better go and practice my game development. It's really fun, but sure is challenging. Okay, I've been Bojo. Take care, everybody. See ya. Whoa.